Good evening, buonasera. How are you all doing? Mark, welcome back. Nice to see you. Hope I had a lovely holiday. I'm sure you did. Let's see. I already said hello to Matthias. I said hello to Yoda. Lecker. Avioma, hello. Hayden. Okay, so Hayden, hello to you. I'm only on your voice right now. Sound is only as we travel back home in the car. No worries. Claudia, good Abend. So Avenger, yeah, that command did work. That sound command did come through, yeah. NTV, hello. Lisa, hello, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Howard, hello as well. And Kerry, Inouye, and Julian, welcome everyone. Right, here we are. Back in the Mad Doc by popular request. And to be honest, I don't even know why I haven't touched this aircraft for so long. I think it had to do with the impression that FS2Crew didn't work in 2020. But people told me, no, it is working. So I got everything installed and I did a test flight this afternoon. Actually, this morning, actually. And it actually works really well. So I'm looking forward to it. And yes, of course, since we are in Italy, I did call Luigi, right? And he said, Captain Blackbox, for you, anytime. Right, so I am excited to have our good old friend Luigi with us again. So let me do two things first of all. Autopilot. Let's do this. And then let's have Luigi come in, join us.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Yeah, so Lisa, welcome. Yeah, Lisa, do you live in Hamburg? Because I talked about this or chatted with people on my Discord. So my daughter was flying on holiday today out of Hamburg. And she's so unlucky. She always has some weird things going on. And so I got a message where apparently the pilot was saying they're going to have to refuel in Münster, Osnabrück, as they didn't have enough fuel here in Hamburg. And I was like, nah, you must have misunderstood something, right? Like, you know, either they have fuel or they don't have fuel, right? But she didn't answer anymore, so I just followed her flight. And then I saw them fly all the way down to Spain. I was like, yeah, right, my daughter didn't understand correctly what the pilot was saying. But then it diverted to Faro. And so they had to refuel in Faro. But they refueled really quickly. And so now she's already at her holiday destination. So all good. And he only had about an hour delay, I think, which isn't too bad. So all good in that regard. And yeah, so the weird thing was that I had a problem with the refinery in Hamburg, and so they didn't have Jet A1 fuel anymore. No, I think so, Hannes. I don't think they would have been managed to do it that quickly. I think they just kept the passengers on board and refueling with passengers on board. It's a 320 Neo, and I know they have certain procedures in place with that. So right, let's have a quick look. I'm just going to put in because I know it does work with SimBrief. Just going to put these two. Yeah, so we're flying, guys. We're flying from Milan or Linate down to Reggio, Calabria, and there we go. That's the, so we're called Itaro 711, and yeah, we are on live weather but not live time. And no, I will not be on VATSIM because again I have to practice. So let's have a quick look. Route. Okay. I'm not sure. Does the route uplink work in any form? I was under the impression that it does, because I have downloaded the SimBrief into the folder, root folder. Return flight plan. Let's have a look here. Flight plan. Yeah, Matthias, it can happen. I've had some experience with that as well. You know, whenever they have some problems at the refinery or something, it can happen that it's just not enough fuel for everyone. Oh, hang on. So this actually works all automatic. So we've got the fueler here. All right. Ah, okay, look. Okay, look. Thank you. So I should put Lima India Mike Lima, and then Lima India Charlie Romeo in there. Not on database. Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
Oh, that's the wrong flight plan. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Why is that to return plan? Well, I did a flight the other way around. But I did make the flight plan. It is made. I'm not sure why SimBrief downloader. Yeah, that is the flight. Maybe I should do that with a different flight number, hey? Maybe then it works better. So let me do this with 71 Bravo. Hey Lido, buonasera. How are you doing? Nice to see you. And
Hi Captain, how are you today?
Ah, Luigi! Nice to see you. And we're doing well. Luigi, how are you? I love how it comes into the flight deck. All chatty and good mood, in a good mood. Brilliant. And so he's going to do his thing now. He's going to throw switches. Do some tests. Brilliant. He's so cool. I just love the way he comes in. He's so good, man. He's so good, in a good mood, isn't it? It's brilliant. So let me do that quickly now. Let me just download that. Close. And let me try that again. So Lima, India, Mike, Lima. Oh yeah, and we are using a different sound set. Not on the database. Let me just return that real quickly. Pre-flight. Init data. Let me try 71 Bravo. Let's see if that somehow works. Lima, India, Mike, Lima. It's not a long routing. I mean, I can enter the stuff into the flight, into the FMS myself, but I just want to see if that works. Yeah, let's clear that. Yeah, thanks. Clear may work. Let's try it this way. Today is the 18th. Init request. Let's try it. Hey, Ted Barker. Hello, hello. How are you doing? No, it's still doing the other way around. Ah! Why is it doing that? I am downloading the MD80 into the files routes. You have to load the EFB first. Which one? The one in the aircraft? Right. Oh, okay. The client has to be opened. Yeah. Okay. That was not open. No. Okay. Let's try that first. And then. Ah, okay. There we go. Yeah, that is the correct one. So now, should I try that again? Mike Lima, India, Charlie, Romeo. Not in database. Let's try that again. Return pre-flight.
Flight slope. Pull up.
Yep.
Terrain.
Let's do that again.
Pull up.
Let's see if that works. Yes. Yeah, I love it how Luigi always goes mad on the Mad Dog. He loves those sounds. All right.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Nanak.
Good evening.
Good evening. Nanak, thank you for the 63 months. It's a very long time. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. The flight plan button worth a try? Yes, of course. Everything's worth a try. Absolutely. Absolutely.
System test okay.
It would be easier, hey Winky, it would be easier if you set the SimBrief ID in the desktop app. Then you can load it. Okay, let me see. So under settings or something. I know there was something. There was a setting somewhere with where you can enter SimBrief stuff. I'm trying to find the
landing gear. Altitude.
simulator options. Hang on.
Altitude.
Yeah, options. Options. Okay, then additional. Hang on, where's additional options?
Altitude.
Ah, there you are. Thank you.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
Restart check completed to the line.
Oh, Luigi, you're way too fast.
Security and
Man-
safety check Aroldone. Are we good to start boarding?
Altitude.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay. My God, what's going on? It's too fast. Hang on, I'm still stuck with the init. Right, let's see.
Altitude.
Why is that Algae beeping at me?
Altitude.
There you go. Right, SimBrief OFP. Nope,
Do you want to board crew?
nobody. Hey Svenja, wie geht's dir? Yeah, I hope you had a good rest. I hope you're doing well. Weight and balance, and there we go. So that should be correct now. That should be correct. So 62.8 and 0 fuel weight planned. 52.2 and the fuel should be around 11 tons. Let's have a look here quickly. So let's have a look. So we have, oh, hour 46. That's a long flight time. Yeah, that's fine with taxi fuel, 11 tons or something. 0 fuel weight, 52. Yeah, perfect. And takeoff weight, about 63 tons. Exactly what we have here in the weight balance. Perfect.
Passengers boarding started.
So that does work. What's the fuel say? The fuel says at the moment 7,000. Bip. Yes, I did. What you mean setup? It shows. It did show GSX integration somewhere, and you can hear the GSX starting automatically. Yeah, there it is. Look. So yeah, it is. It's integrated here. Yeah. So it is boarding. It's just a question regarding the fueling. So ground. So fuel requested and fuel on board. So let me see. How can I request the fueler through here? Aircraft services, ground services. Hey, Ghost. Oh, you went to Thorsten Sträter yesterday. How was it, Svenja? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next year's event in Oldenburg. Right. I'm just going to type the routing in now, to be honest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the Navigraph app. I'm going to have the OFP showing here. View SimBrief. There we go. So actually, let me reload that. Unload, import flight, SimBrief. Make sure we got the correct one. View SimBrief. And there we go. Okay, so okay, let me try then. So you mean like if I do it this way, it should work. Oh, you're the man. Winky, here's a round of applause for you, Winky. Thank you so much. Thank you for the help. I don't know, honestly, I haven't done many flights with the Mad Dog yet, so you guys are going to have to tell me, for those that know, if this sound set... Okay, Winky will know. If this is the new sound set, because I did buy it through Orbix today, installed it, but I have no clue if that is really the new sound set. What I do know is that you have some separate buttons you can do on the overhead panel, like this one here. So they can change the volumes. Let's open the window. Always cool. You gotta remind me, guys, that I I close the window before takeoff, please. Alrighty. So let's get the weather first of all. Let's go here. Yeah, I know you guys. You're not going to tell me, are you? Now that I've asked you to, you're going to say, we're not going to tell. So you can switch between realistic sounds and hearing the engine's cockpit. Yeah, Winky, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Let's have a quick look here at the weather. I have to say, guys, so two things. One, the textures are looking absolutely amazing. And the performance is stellar. It's really, really good. Really lovely. What do you mean you can't see the you can't see the window? And German monster, hello to you. Fresh air is good for me. Yes, absolutely agree. Let's have a quick look here. Received messages and... Oops, where's my... Where's my weather request? And Svenja, let's see. Yeah, so there we go. It was a TV recording of his new show Sträter Problemzone. Okay, I think it's not the best he ever did. Okay. Yeah. Understand. So it wasn't a typical live show like a stand-up live show. It was more like for TV recording. I understand. Okay. So I guess Svenja, then it was probably done with a lot of interruptions and maybe retakes as well. You really have a cigarette before takeoff, yeah, and throw out the rest while taxiing. Got it. Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, that's Svenja. Okay, understand. Yeah. So what I'm planning for is this. So we'll go with an RNAV SID. This aircraft is RNAV capable, so we're going to go with an RNAV SID. We're going to take the TOSVA 6 Juliet, and we know in Italy we have these strange transitions. So we'll take the 6 Juliet with the Genoa. Genoa. I think it was 6 Quebec. Yeah, via Tosva. And then we're going to... Let's see, so it's 6 Quebec. Execute. Let's have a look at the Lex page. Okay, nice. Yeah, there we go. So then it's Genoa. Then we go Otmouth, Unita, and so on, all the way down to Riffi and then Fosca. And then we are going to fly Reggio, Calabria. Now, we know this always has a fantastic, interesting approach. So we're going to have these are RMP arrivals. The question is, though, does this lead us to the localizer approach? Probably not, right? So what we're going to do... Hey, Kerry and Dexter, hello. It is very similar to Boeing, yeah, the FMS, yeah, absolutely. So what I think I will do... I'm going to take a different arrival. Yeah, we're going to take the 1 Alpha. Which will lead us to the VOR. And then we're going to fly the standard localizer Alpha approach. Where we have to do that low-level alignment to final at the end. Very picturesque. And so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go departure arrival. Index. Arrival Reggio Calabria. I'm going to do the localizer Alpha 33 with the 1 Alpha we said, right? Yep, 1 Alpha. Fosca 1 Alpha. There it is. And via Reggio Calabria. VOR. And that should actually now be complete. Yeah, Londa, Reggio, outbound, inbound. Perfect. What could possibly go wrong now? No, seriously. Cool. Gonna put this to plan mode. Oh.
Hi guys, here is the load sheet for you.
Thank you.
No problem, have a safe flight.
Thank you. Why are they all so fast? I'm not ready yet. Hang on. I've got all my items. Let me start the APU. So start pump APU on. Let's do master start. And let's have a look. Oops. Wow, that's far away. Look at the beautiful background there. How gorgeous. Time to max that random. Hang on, Ghost. This is my first flight. I'm sure it won't be my last flight with the Mad Dog because I've already fallen in love with it. So, yes, this is chase plane. So we are in 2020. And this is something I really miss in 2024. Beautiful. Okay, Winky says that is the new sound pack. Fantastic. You heard that from the APU sound, I guess. Where has... Oh, where's my EFB gone? Oh, yeah, it's back here because I got the window open. Lol. Okay, anyways. So what else do we need to do? I have that. Let's do the APU on. That off. I'm going to set the landing elevation as pretty much sea level. Landing bar row, we'll do that later. Let's reset that real quickly. So, two things I've searched for ages today. One was the parking brake lever, and two, the lights, the beacon light and so on. So weird when you have not floated for a while. Hello, Nate. How are you doing? Nice to see you. And I was Scotsman. Hello as well. It's so strange. But yeah, once I've, that's already closed. Now, let me have a look at the sounds. So, if you, Winky, you can tell me, I guess. So, if I look at the panel here. Hey, Lilienthal, wie geht's? Actually, let me just get the files easier, because I made screenshot of these files to help me with that. So there's one. So that's a different. Wait. So this here. So this knob here is controls the type of engine sounds in the cockpit. So from 80 to 100% is authentic engine sounds. What real-world MD80 pilots would hear the most of the time. So 50 to 80 range is high. Similar to authentic option, but louder. Okay, then we could try that later in flight. And then 10 to 50 max engine volume. Pretty close to back row passenger cabin experience. And 0% will be off. Gotcha. Now, these two ADF switches. Left ADF switch down. Noticeable steering noises are enabled. So we'll leave that on. And the right ADF, FO wind leak whistles. No, hang on. FO window. Yeah, if the FO wind leak... I'm not sure if I want to hear those sounds. So the FO window wind leak. Right, anyways. So, cool. So that's done. Then let's have a look for the Linate VOR. That's at 12.25. And then the second one will have Genoa. That's 12.8. So these are the VORs. And so the departure route initially is going to be via Mike Lima 507, 210 knots below, then right Apsem, 210 below, 4,600 above. That's going to be a tough one to reach, actually. So we've got to monitor that. Then Mike Lima 624, max 250, and Tosva 6,000 above. So these are altitudes we have to try to reach. I found today, when I was flying the MaddogX for practice run this afternoon, I found the MaddogX to be a slow climber. But I guess that's realistic. I mean, it's, you know, we're a bit kind of spoiled with our, you know, Neo engines and very strong other engine types that we have. Who's Luigi? Svenny is my co-pilot. So yeah, you weren't there when we first flew a couple of times with Luigi back in P3D days. So Luigi is my co-pilot. So there's an FS2Crew add-on that mimics the co-pilot. So he does the items, co-pilot items, and also speaks with you and replies and reads checklist. You'll hear him in a second, so stay tuned. Good. So Tosva, and then we've got the transition. We're going to go to Aprif. Hang on. Oh, Aprif and then Genoa. Okay, interesting. Yeah, 6 Quebec. So the 7 Victor would have been. Hang on, let me change that real quickly because I want it direct. So we'll have the 3-5. The Tosva 6 Juliet, and then the Genoa 7 Victor we'll have. There we go. So we're going to go from Tosva Mike Lima 402. Yeah, and then to Genoa, and then we go we go en route. There we go. Excellent. Route is there. Alrighty, that's done. Sectors, very high sectors to the south near Genoa, obviously. High terrain, almost 9,000 feet. You wouldn't believe that. Yeah, no, Svenja, no worries. If you haven't heard him before, how would you know, right? No problem at all. Right, well, let's enter the cruise level 290 in here. 290. We have a cruise wind of about 300 at 10 on average. It's not much wind. Plus 9 knots. So there's no need to be drastic here. Then the top of climb OAT is going to be, it looks like, minus 32. So we'll take a minus 32 in here. Right. So much so, and the reserve fuel is 3.3 for Lima India Charlie Charlie. Doesn't sound like much for a MaddogX. Yeah, the average fuel flow, by the way, is 3.3 tons per hour. So reserve 3.3. Now let's have a quick look at the sorry, I have to close the window here. Oh. Okay. Hold on. What's happening now? Ah, okay. Disregard. I know what's happening. So let me go and add a viewpoint instrument. Next, let's name that left. Left. I want to have this one here, and let's do this one here. So, safe position. There we go. Alrighty, so now let me have a look. How do I close the window? There we go. There's a click spot. And then let's have a quick look. So fuel on board should now be pretty much what we ordered. Yep. Perfect. So we have the refueling via GSX has worked nicely. They already said the boarding is completed. So here's our zero fuel weight. That's a takeoff CG there. So everything's within limits. And that means we can have a look at performance. Runway 35, dry, flap optimum, wind. The wind was 090 at 3. 090 at 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments. If you need assistance, contact the flight attendant. If you are unable to accommodate any item in the cabin, please bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also review the safety instruction card in
Lovely
your
accent.
pocket.
I love that.
If you are seated at the exit seat, also review the
Anti-ice off,
exit
packs
area.
on. Takeoff weight is, we said 62 point, well, let's say 62.8, let's say 62.8. So 62.820. Calculate. There we go. Flap 12. Interesting. So flap 12 takeoff with 374150.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yes.
Thanks, let me know if you need anything.
I will do. Thank you. How do I change that to 12? Is that, can I pre-dial that to 12 or something? Or should I just simply put this to 15? Hey, yeah, so, hey Ted, how are you doing? So that's the question. So if I pre-dial, Q-Nation was not correct. Hang on. 1024, hold on. Oh yeah, that didn't change. 1024. 1024. Enter. Calculate again. Shouldn't really make that much difference. Flaps 12. Yeah, so I tell you what, let's do 15 just so that we match up everything, and then I'll also calculate that in the EFB here. So it's going to be flap. So many flap settings, crazy. 15. 34, 37, 46. It's a bit different. Okay, so flap 50, you do not need a flight. Okay. So where do I do that? And just put it to 0 or, hang on. So where do I put this now? Like here, or? So on this side, we're going to set the CG. I don't know if you can see that. So that's an interesting kind of way of doing the takeoff stabilizer trim. So we've got CG and flap. So we're going to search or make sure that we have everything correctly set. CG is 7.7. Takeoff CG is 11.8. So I guess we're going to put 12. Takeoff CG. And then flap 15. So we've got CG 12 and there. All right, and then we can set this trim. Oh, it's actually set to that. So that adds up. So here's the trim marker. You can see going up and down, and that sound is the trim sound. Matthias, you flew the... Oh. What? What's happening now? Jetway operating? Okay. Oh, yeah, because we got schedule. Nice. Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
So we are flying Linate to Reggio, Calabria. Runway 35 for takeoff. Departure route as briefed on the initially the Tosva 6 Juliet, and then we fly the Genoa 7 Victor transition. And we're gonna go initial climb, flight level, let's do 120. 120. Yeah, sector is 3000. Outside of 25 miles, it's going to get very high terrain. So we've got to make sure we climb fast enough. Level 100 above here. Very important. Otherwise, engine out. According to standard procedure. It's actually going to be a special procedure here in Linate. So let's have a quick look here. So it'll be 2 miles Linate VOR, right turn Trezzo to hold. Acceleration 1900 feet. Any questions?
No questions.
Pre-start check. That should be, is that below the line? Hold on. All right, no, I have to enter the zero fuel weight into the FMS. There we go. So we've got zero fuel weight is 52161. So 52.2. Yeah, 52.2. Oh, hang on, 52.2. One lower. There we go. The fuel is 11 tons, 0.0, and I think N for normal. There we go. Cargo pilot, moin. Did I put in NADP 1? Let me check that real quickly. So V2. Going to enter the value in a minute. So we have... Yeah, I'll take those values, shall we? 343746.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin?
And JD, hello to you, JD. How are you doing?
Premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Nice to see you again, and thank you for the 47 months.
Emotion mean?
Yeah. Wait, what does it mean? Oh no, me. I thought about me. Oh, you know what it means. Yeah, we'll hear it for sure today. I'm going to be trimming a lot, so cool. Oh yeah, and we're doing a selected temperature as well. Let's have a look here. So we're going to do takeoff flex, and we're going to enter 39 on this. Oh, yeah. Sorry, 39 degrees selected temperature, which means does the art have to go off now? I think so, right? Art off for the flex. Winky, correct me if I'm wrong, or anybody else that knows. So V2 146. Flight directors on. Cool. JD doing fine. Still learning my new car. Smartphone wheels. It has an autopilot. Okay. Yeah, I remember, right? Art off with flex. I remember that. Cool. So I think we can call in the pre-start check below the line. Pre-start check below the line.
Cover and pins.
Removed.
Aircraft log and documents.
Checked on board.
Altimeters.
QNH 1024. Set and checked. Set and checked.
Fuel oil hydraulic quantity. 0 fuel weight.
Set.
TRP.
.93 takeoff flex. Set and checked.
Stabilizer.
Set and checked.
Flaps takeoff selector.
Stowed.
Speed bags.
Set.
Pre-start check below the line completed.
Muchas, muchas gracias. No, grazie mille. Prego. Exactly. Then we can... Oh, this is quite funny. You don't have to do this, but listen to this. Oh, actually, I know. We'll do that. We'll do the approach briefing with the AI, which is quite funny. Request start clearance.
Ground 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Requesting start clearance. Okay, cleared to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I love that. All right, cleared to start. Brilliant. So let's see. Request ATC clearance.
Good afternoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is at the gate with the numbers. Requesting ATC clearance. Okay, clear.
Yeah, Charlie Brown, exactly.
Squad code is assigned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Brilliant.
Hello, Captain. We are ready.
Before start check.
Parking brackets.
Set.
Doors.
Closed.
Startup and pushback clearance.
Received. Approved. So now he's doing his items, hydraulic pumps, etc., etc. Ignition both.
Departure check completed.
Make sure that we have bleed air pressure. Thank you much. Grazie mille. So here comes the pushback. I knew you guys would love that. It's brilliant. I love it. Always a highlight. Yes, the clearance stuff, yeah, that's part of the FS2Crew, yeah, A-firm.
Locking gear.
No, that should go automatically. with GSX integration. So yeah, the front here, those are deflectors. Oh, NDB1, yeah. Let's do. Let me just do a quick edit here. Yep. So we make sure that we get correct. Yeah, so Aviamar, you know, at the nose gear, I can talk about that in a second. So on the nose gear, you have these kind of slush and snow deflector. Click F8. Oh yeah, thanks. I always forget. Yeah, F8 goes a lot quicker.
Exiting from editing mode. Please wait.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push.
Brakes released.
All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Hey Vectoram, Grüße. Grüße nach Wien. Yeah, so these things are deflectors, right? So they try to prevent, they try to kind of deflect slush, etc., away from the engines. Good, we're ready. Start right engine.
Starting right engine.
You gotta love it. He's so
Start valve open.
he's so enthusiastic.
Oil pressure.
He's so, I love it. He's brilliant. Yeah, so actually, you know what? I remember my first holiday that I went on with my girlfriend in 1986, I think. Fuel on. So
fuel flow. AGT. Right start valve closed.
Lovely sounds. Oh yeah.
Set parking brakes.
Really good.
Stabilizing. Stabilized.
Come on. Huh? Hang on. How do I get this on? It worked this afternoon. Hang on. So I press the pedals. Brake behavior easy. Let me check that real quickly. Is there a setting with the brakes? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Aircraft. No, I don't see I don't see a setting for parking brake. How do I? Maybe Winky knows. Is there a setting for the parking brake? Ah, no, I know now. So what you have to do, look, so you have to press the pedals, click and hold that, and then release the pedals. Then it keeps that. Fantastic, cool. Start left engine.
Starting left engine. Left start valve open. N2. Oil pressure. N1.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Fuel on.
Fuel on.
Fuel flow. AGT. Left start valve closed.
Great sounds. Love it. Oh, lovely bass as well. Great stuff.
Stabilizing.
Is it loud enough for you guys?
Stabilizing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. This is the lead flight attendant speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that is traffic
Fuel truck
safety
disconnected.
equipment on this
Pipe
aircraft.
has been removed.
Regulations require compliance with
So I have to do galley power on.
Right is clear.
Check electrical loads.
Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt to release your seatbelt. Lift a metal
Set air
strap
conditioning
on the
switches to
buckle.
auto.
It is our policy that you
These
keep
are my
your seatbelt
items.
fastened at your time
Ignition
when
as required. We'll put this to
Doors appear
both.
marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide. Locate the exit nearest you.
After start check.
Next exit may
Ignition.
be you. In an emergency, lights will illuminate the aisle.
Set and checked.
The cabin is pressurized. If there
Set
is a
and
loss of
checked.
cabin pressure,
Electrical
alarms
loads.
open and oxygen
Checked.
masks will appear.
Air condition supply.
Revisit
Auto.
your seatbelt fasten
Galley
and pull
power.
a mask towards you
On.
to start the flow of oxygen.
Ice protection panel.
Oxygen
Off.
will be flowing to the mask
Pneumatic
thanks to the
crossfeed
segment
valve
on the
levers.
Cover your nose and mouth with the mask. Place the elastic band around your head and tighten by pulling on the ends.
Open.
Secure your
Flight
mask
controls.
before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and remove the cushion. Upon exiting the aircraft,
Checked.
place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is an
Flight control
smoking
check
flight.
complete.
Smoking is
Hydraulic
not
pumps
permitted
and
in
press.
your laboratories.
On.
Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your seat.
Checked.
Thank you for
Annunciator
your
panel.
attention.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Removed.
All clear signal.
Received.
Flaps slats.
So I guess I have to do that here. And these are my items then. Okay. So let's do 15. Set.
After start check completed.
Grazie mille. We are clear on the left.
We are clear on the right.
I love it. It's so cool. Very nice indeed. Yeah, Winky apparently does. Isn't that normal procedure that you leave the APU on for takeoff? I think someone was telling me that. Yeah, Paolo, I know. The thing is, I remember the first time we did this with Luigi. I know there's one person that got upset, me kind of making a bit of fun of the dialect, which is not my intent. I really, really like Italian, right? I love the language. I love their mentality. I love their way of life. I love their food. So, you know, please don't think it's disrespectful. It's just us enjoying the moment, okay? Oh, Hayden, you're home safe. Nice. Welcome home and welcome to the stream. Taxi check.
Fuel it.
Not required.
Flaps and slats.
15 degrees takeoff.
APR bus and TRP.
Takeoff flex set. Set and checked. Takeoff auto.
Takeoff speeds.
Verified.
Takeoff briefing.
Performed.
ATC flight guiding system navigates.
Set and checked.
FMS.
Set. Pre-flight completed.
APUer and master switch.
Air off.
Bracket temperature and pressure.
Checked.
Taxi check completed.
Grazie. Yeah, pilot. No worries. All good. Right, cool. So now I have to do something. So you've got altitude hold. Now I want to have a look because I do want to have like do we want initially like a 1500 feet per minute climb or something, and then I'll order him VNAV. So set nav, set VNAV later on. Oh, let me try. You mean VNAV speed? So you have VNAV. No. Can't arm it, no. No. I think that's one of the things that only after takeoff you can do that. This aircraft looks so nice. It is it's like the 727 really. Is it V2 plus 20? I thought like 166, is that what you put in here? The thing is, I'm a bit confused when it comes to engine out, because then you would have to change that again. Regarding, so I think Ghost, you said, regarding NDTB1, I don't think I can put that in here. It doesn't have the feature for NDP1 or NDP2. Yeah, so you've flown this this specific aircraft. Well, I mean, no, that has a weird kind of registration, right? It's like iDog. All right, are we ready? I think we are. I hope I am. Yoke. Looks good. Oh, and by the way, I did get my new FS project flight stick, which we're not going to use today, but I did get it now. I think only after, once we take off, I think I'm going to put like a certain EPR value, and then I arm the auto throttle, because otherwise it goes full thrust right now. Cabin crew, seats for takeoff. Oh, we can hear the nose gear. Yeah, it's like 1.4 EPR, and then you press the auto throttle button, yeah. And then it should go to EPR that you said. Right, approach sector is clear. Oh, I've got that in here. The squeaking noise is so cool. Hey, Icebird. Alright, a bit of wonky lineup there. But we'll take it. And then we've got the Tosva. Where is it, Tosva? No. There's so many charts. Hang on, let me get the right chart out. It is the chart number 23 Charlie. There it is. Okay, we've got that, we got that. Now, weather radar. Do I want... Yeah, let's put the weather radar on. Power on. Weather radar. Terrain... Or, turbulence. Ignitions both. Lineup check.
Cabina.
Secured.
Windows.
Left side closed.
Right side closed. Annunciator panel.
Checked.
Ignition.
Set to both.
Air condition supply.
Auto.
Transponder set to TARA. Takeoff clearance.
Received.
Lineup check completed.
Love it. Ready?
Ready. Timing.
Oh, lovely. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Takeoff.
Takeoff.
Are we accelerating? Oh my god.
80 knots.
Checked. It's so slow.
Window 1. Rotate.
Oh my god.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Oh my god. It was close, but I mean legal. Gotta trim those down quite heavily here. Alright. Set VNAV. Set nav. Okay, I guess it doesn't work. Let's do VNAV. Nav. So there we go. So we got nav track at VNAV climb. Oh, engage. Ah, yeah, you're right. Engage nav. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, I've got to learn those commands. Autopilot on. So the sound, that's a trim. Flaps up. That is a bit weird. Why does it descend to accelerate? That doesn't make sense, does it? Unless it's like pilot error again. Well, we are nicely tracking the departure route at least. Climb check.
Seat belts.
On.
Climb check completed.
So we still got slats out. We've got to remember that. So flaps are up, but slats are still out. But the slats can remain out until about, what was it, 280 knots or something? Slat, yeah, 280 knots mid and full to 40. So we still VNAV track and VNAV climb. Hey, fly Paul. Oh, I have to go like climb, right? Yeah, I guess you have to do that manually. Okay, thank you. Art is back on. Slats retract. And we're already passing transition level, so I can hear the whistling of the window. Brilliant. Transition, passing flight level 6-2 now.
Set.
Now.
Checked.
Perfect. Yeah, that went really well. And we are blasting through Milan airspace. Ah, okay, so you press those buttons to engage the takeoff thrust. Ah, got it. Cool, alrighty. Yeah, next time we'll do that. Fantastic. Company position, gear up, lights out. Okay. Gear up, lights out. Landing light go off after takeoff. Really? So that they hinder performance. Okay. I know they stick out. So here they go. Just like on the A320. So I guess they would cause additional drag. But not much though. Yeah, I know, that registration is cool, right? Hi dog. We are en route. We safely climbed. Or we've safely taken off. And we are estimating a landing at 17:35. Luigi did take the timer. Yeah, he did. Good boy. So he took the time 6 minutes after departure. And again, I have to say that the smoothness, so the performance here, and the visuals, absolutely incredible. Absolutely cool. Really nice. APU, that's a good question. I guess... Yeah, you're right. Would you leave... No, you would switch them off, right? Like this. Yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah, Paul, at the moment I do as well. So, actually now we're accelerating to cruise VNAV climb. Oh, guys, there's something I noticed before as well. For some reason, it jumps to 60,000 feet. So now I have the problem, it's showing 999. Is there a way to get rid of that? 9. Yeah, that's strange. I've never seen that before, but it's happened twice now. So if I press tab, I can set the hundreds. I know that. Yeah, we'll leave that. So we got 290 now. Hey, thank you so much. That's a MaddogX sound as well. But Claudia, thank you so much. Super chatting, $5.99. Claudia, once again, thank you so much for your support. You've already been very generous on the last stream. Thank you so much for an espresso. Nice. I love espresso. And it's quite fitting since we are in Italy, right? So, here's the sounds. I can hear the whistling, which is great. So that whistling sound is off. Yeah, so these are the engine sounds in the flight deck now. But that's unrealistic. And they fade. Yeah, I can do whistling sound. And that's supposed to simulate the whistling of the cockpit window not being 100% airtight. Which oh my god, Aviomar! Thank you so much as well. Oh my god, Aviomar, thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you very much. And I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm a bit sad that I didn't try the MaddogX earlier because I am absolutely amazed how good it runs. It's so smooth. I think I checked earlier. I have 120 FPS or something. Absolutely crazy. For one more espresso. Thanks so much, Avimar. That's 5 gifted. So all those people that just got gifted a sub from Avimar, please say a big thank you to him. Can I save that position? Hang on. Let's try that. Beautiful. Yeah, so on our way towards Genoa. Lilo, if you're still here, what's this mountain range called?
Refer to the menus given to you boarding for the 2 meal choices and your beverage choices available. We request that you keep the eyes clear to assist the flight attendants to serve you efficiently and also for your safety. Thank you.
Alright, I think we're good with the seatbelts. They are off as well, thank you. A pennon. Ah, yes, Marcel. Yeah, a pennon. Yeah, thank you. Nice. Look at that beauty. I don't know what it is, but it's a sleek kind of appearance. The sounds are very good. Yeah, Joey. So these are actually not the normal sounds. These are extra sounds. It's a different sound pack. I bought it through Orbix. Somebody was mentioning it, and I thought, well, yeah, I'm up for it. Always happy to try something out. Somebody was mentioning a HUD. Oh, it has a HUD. Lol. How do I switch it on? Is that like a on a center panel? I thought so. Where is the switch then? Yeah. Mode IMC. Thank you. Right, so that's that. Hang on, let me just check something. So that's test. It says inop. Wait for self-test. I'm being impatient again. Test. Right, VUR fail. Let's have a look for the next VUR, shall we? So let's have a look. Oh, there we are. We've got the HUD. Wow. Okay, so I guess you've got to go forward a bit. That's actually pretty neat as well. I'm not going to lie. That's brilliant. It even has a HUD head-up display. Absolutely crazy. I expect to use it every time. Nice. How cool. Now let me have a look. How can I want to save that view. That's easiest through here. Alright, let's do that. Instrument. Next. Let's do HUD. There we go. HUD. And now I'll have to find a button for that. What button can I use? Let me try that. Save. Cool. Nice. Right, we're going to have a look at the charts, flights. Close. All right, there we go. So Genoa was 12.8. So let me just enter that here. 12.8. There we go. And there's the VUR indication. So right behind us. Pilot, I think I do, yes. At least I had on P3D, but I think I also bought it here for the 2020. Now we've got a VOR, a beam PSAT, 12.1. So I'm going to put this on this side, 12.1. Change the range a bit. 1,000 feet to go. Let's go with vertical speed, 1,000 speed, vertical speed. 29,000 feet. There's Genoa. Right there. Am I using a sound pack for the TOLIS? Yes, I have two. So I have the BSS sound pack, but for the 319 I tested a different one the other day. So and that was also very good. So yeah, there's good ones out there. Because the default sounds are pretty bad in the TOLIS, right? And there we go. So now let's go back to VNAV. So we've got VNAV level, nav, track. Auto thrust is engaged. So we're going to maintain the cruise speed 0.735. So a bit fast now, but the speed will come back ever so slightly now. Assume to calculate, you just add the trip fuel, final reserve, contingency, alternate. Oh, you mean like how do you calculate the fuel requirement if you do tankering? Yeah, let me just get my iPad out. Airplay, there is. And for this, let me also quickly check my my current flight plan, right? There we go. Airplay. Where's airplay? There. So remember this this drawing that we made on the flight to Copenhagen, right? Kind of how we worked out how much fuel we need from the holding to the missile approach point, and that came in 100%. I said 3.8 tons, and we had exactly 3.8. And funny enough, we actually had to do a go around as well, so that was quite interesting. Let me add under the page. So, how do we calculate when we do tankering? Okay, so yes, of course. First of all, we've got to have a return flight plan, right? Because that will give us the minimum takeoff fuel for return. Okay. So let's say it's, I'll just take a value, 8,000 kilograms. Okay. Now, that value will be without any extra fuel, meaning, so this fuel is the minimum takeoff fuel for the return flight at the takeoff runway without additionals. Okay. Now, of course, you will have in that calculation for the return OFP, you will have alternate fuel in there. You'll have the contingency. You'll have the final reserve as well, right? But again, no extra. Okay, so now what you're going to have to look is the inbound OFP trip fuel value, of course, right? So let's say it's 4,000 kilograms trip fuel. All right, so when you take off, so let's say the outbound OFP Mintoff is, let's say it is with reserves 7,000 kilograms. Okay, 7,000 kilograms going up. Okay, so yeah, let's take the 7,000 kilograms is the minimum takeoff fuel. Right, so if we take this calculation now, what happens, right? We will, if we don't take any extra for the return flight, and we didn't take any extra for the inbound flight, we will land with 3,000 kilograms remaining, right? If everything goes exactly according to plan, 3,000 kilograms. So that means, of course, we're going to be short 5,000 for the return, right? So what we have to take, obviously, is that 8,000 kilograms for the return Mintoff, right? Then we want to think about regarding weather. So what do you want to have extra, maybe, for the return flight? Okay. So let's say we want to have 800 kilograms extra. So we know here, for the return flight, again, it has alternate contingency final reserve all included. And it calculates the trip fuel with the correct weight, okay? So then we say, okay, we want to have 8,800 kilograms at the takeoff point in at the destination, all right? So then what we have to add, we've got to add the taxi fuel, right? For the outbound taxi. Oh, sorry. So that's going to be that's going to be included as well. So 8.8, it's at the takeoff point, so that has already the taxi fuel included. However, which means we have to get the taxi fuel for the inbound OFP. So for the first flight, it's a taxi fuel for the flight to destination, and then for the taxi out as well. So it's going to be twice taxi fuel. Oh, Jesus Christ. That scared the hell out of me. All right, so twice the taxi fuel. Then we need the trip fuel, right? So the trip fuel from our first flight. Let's say that is, 4,000 kilograms, okay? Anything else that you can think of right now? And I think somebody was already saying that. Yeah, so the problem is, so let's say we take this value now, okay? So let's say, so it's a 4,400 additional, okay? Add to that. So we're going to have 13,200 kilograms on the outbound flight, so for the first flight, okay? So let's just do a rerun then. So 30,200 block fuel means we're going to take off for 13,000 kilograms. Then theoretically we're going to burn the 4,000 kilograms trip fuel, which means we're going to have 9,000 kilograms touchdown and then 200 kilograms taxi in. Which would then, oh, hang on, did I forget something? 22, it's 400, 44 on top of that, 13.2, 13, 9,000. Yeah, of course, that has a taxi in, because the 9,000, and then we taxi out. Yeah, because we need a taxi for the departure and then for the return flight as well. Because we're not fueling in at the destination, right? So you need twice the taxi fuel. Right, because we need to find out the block fuel for departure. Now, there's one problem with this calculation, and that is because you're not using the normal takeoff fuel, which would be 7,000 only. You're going to take 13,200, and that's going to increase the fuel burn. So if you didn't adapt for the extra fuel burn because for the extra weight you're carrying, you would not have your minimum required fuel at for your return flight. So how do we know, or how can we estimate the extra fuel burn? And on your OFP somewhere, depending on what OFP you are using, you will get a fuel correction. Right, so instead of 7,000, we've taken 13,000 almost, so 6,000 kilograms more. So 6 times 60. So that's about 360 kilograms. Let's round up 400 kilograms more trip fuel on the first flight. Right, so you would have to add that 400 kilograms on top of that as well. And then it would be at 13.6. So with this calculation, you can see that for the extra fuel that you're carrying, you're going to burn some of that extra fuel just simply because it has a certain mass, and it increases the fuel flow on the aircraft. Hence, that's why tankering may sound interesting, or sounded, it's not allowed anymore in Europe anyways, but so it used to be interesting in economical terms for the airline, because let's say at your destination airport the fuel was very expensive. You could save some money doing that, but regarding the environment, you're burning a lot of fuel unnecessarily, right? So that's why there's now a law in place in Europe where you're not allowed to take on fuel for economical reasons. Today, however, if let's say like in Hamburg, there is no fuel available because of some issues at the refinery, then of course, you know, you can take extra fuel. No, so I made a mistake with my thought. So you're going to need 3 times taxi fuel. You're going to need taxi fuel outbound on the first leg, then taxi in at the destination, and taxi out. Sorry, 3 times. I thought something was wrong. 3 times taxi fuel. That's the thing. No, Ghost. No, you don't add both block fuels. No. That would give you too much fuel. I know it always takes a while to get your head around it. Let me show you again. Let me make a different schematic here. So let's do it this way. Okay, so you have your departure airport here, right? That's departure. You're going to fly to a destination, and then you're going to return again to your original departure airport, right? That's what you would normally have as a rotation. Okay, so you're going to have a certain trip fuel. So let's call it trip fuel 1. You're going to have a taxi fuel outbound. Then you have a taxi fuel inbound. You have a taxi fuel outbound. And you have your trip fuel for your return flight. Yeah. So our first trip fuel, so trip fuel 1 was 3,000 kilograms, let's say. Trip fuel 2, let's say it's a bit more, 3,500 kilograms. And you have 3 times taxi. Remember, taxi 1, taxi 2, taxi 3. Which is 600 kilograms. Let's say 3 times 200, okay. However, this does not include your reserves, okay? Yes, Venia, so it's 3 times. So outbound for the taxi fuel. Then you're going to land at your destination. So you taxi in, and then you taxi out fuel as well. Only 3 times? What do you mean? So what we normally then look at, so the interesting question first of all is, when you are at your destination, how much is your minimum block fuel for your return flight, right? So the question is, minimum block fuel. Actually, so this way, not block fuel. So it always depends on how you calculate, but minimum takeoff fuel, right? Takeoff fuel. Let me draw that here so that makes it a bit clearer where that comes in, okay? So at this point here, so when we're at the destination, we're taxiing out for departure. This is the fuel value we want to have as a minimum takeoff fuel for the return leg. And this will be shown on your return OFP. Because that's the important factor. You need a value, right? So when you get your flight plan, you see here it says planned takeoff fuel. It doesn't say planned block fuel or anything. That's why I'm always referring to minimum takeoff fuel. Right? So you have a minimum takeoff. So you would go to SimBrief, you would calculate your return flight plan, and the return flight plan will give you a minimum takeoff fuel, okay? So then you do need to add the taxi out fuel. And if you do that, you will get your block fuel, right, for the return. Okay, that's why you have those 3 taxi fuel values. So let's say, I don't know, let's make a value. So let's say, what did we say? Trip fuel 2 is 3.5, taxis 200. And then let's say the reserves are 2.4. All right, so let's say 3,500. So for the return flight, 200 taxi. And then the reserves would be, let's say 2 tons. Let's make it easy, okay? So 2 tons reserves. Okay, legal requirement. So we have 5,700 kilograms for the return block fuel. Okay, that value there, right? So when we have 5.7 tons, yeah, I know, it's trust me, it's something you have to be so careful with IRL. And yes, I have made the mistake that I actually had something wrong in my thought process, and at the destination we didn't have enough fuel to get back because it just had some error in my calculation, right? So again, so 5.7 is your minimum block fuel. So let's say you were able to refuel. So let's say you were able to refuel at your destination, right? You wouldn't worry about this really, right? You only care about your minimum block fuel that you need before pushback. So it would be 5.7, you burn 200 taxi, you take off with 5.5, and you burn 2 tons, and you arrive at 3.5. Sorry, you burn 3.5 and you arrive at 2 tons, which is the final, or which is the reserve value, auto plus final reserve. All right. So now, however, I want to know, if I don't refuel at my destination, well, how much do I have to take now on my first flight? So we're going to continue this route, and so I need to taxi in fuel 200 kilograms, right? Then I need a trip fuel one, 3,000, but careful. Right. This is going to be, this has to be corrected for the heavier weight. Okay. And then that's a trip fuel for the outbound leg. And then we need a taxi fuel as well for the outbound leg. So another 200 kilograms. All right. So if I add those values up now, I've got 5.9, 8.9, 9.1 tons. Right. Now let's assume it's as we said, we need about 400 kilograms more fuel because we're heavier with that weight. So I'd have to add that as well in here. So then we have 9,500 kilograms. So let's have a look. We have block fuel 9.5. We taxi out. We take off with 9.3. We burn 3,000. 6.3. Taxi in 6.1. Taxi out 5.9. Trip fuel 2. 3 tons. Sorry, 3.5 because we have more fuel back. Where we 5.9. Then we got 2.4. And that will be then our arrival fuel back home again. So unfortunately, that is Jesus Christ. That is how. These are the values that you have to take on board. And yes, it is a somewhat more complicated calculation. And the thing is that when you request these kind of plans, well, if you want to do some, let's say for example you get your OFP for whatever reason, right, and it says somewhere in the flight plan under remarks it says today Hamburg, no fuel at destination, tankering required. Okay, and that way you would get a return plan which gives you your min takeoff fuel for the return flight. However, you have to do calculations yourself, like we just done now in that example, right? Yeah, so that's a problem. Yeah, Ghost, and that's a problem. You have to be so careful. No, you don't need the fuel for taxi in, Lilo. There it's only interesting regarding the, you know, the touchdown fuel, right?
Mainly the surely.
Sim Caesar, 18 months, good God. Sim Caesar, I know, this is one of your favorite aircraft, right? What a beauty. And I'm so sad that I didn't try it earlier. It's so brilliant. A big shout out to Sim Caesar, guys. If you don't know this wonderful gentleman, please check out his channel on Twitch. Incredible streamer. And so, big shout out. I hope you're doing well, Sim Caesar. Nice to see you. Yeah, Flying Paul, and it's again, it's you can get things wrong so quickly. Yeah, Ghost, let me know how it goes. And Svenja, Svenja, are you a math teacher? Yeah, then you're probably thinking, good God, how do these pilots survive having to do these weird calculations? Right, in the meantime, we've got center fuel pressure low. Let me switch off the center tank pumps. So we got the aft center tank and the forward center tank. And the rest will be, well, it's not empty. Zero kilograms. And Hawk, hello to you. Nice to see you. Smug Warrior, hello to you as well. No, so Smug Warrior, you know, the extra headwind for the return flight, you will have that reflected in your OFP for the return flight. I mean, you know, so the trip fuel for the return flight will be shown correctly. All right, so if you have tailwind on the first flight and a headwind on the second flight trip fuel will be higher, right? Thank you, Mark, for the shout out. And Sim Caesar says it is one of his favs, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Sim Caesar. I know you're a big fan of X-Plane as well. Yeah, and but I have to say, and I know you fly Max 2020, 2024 as well. I have to say that the visuals here and the performance, incredible. So nice. Really lovely. Like a little rocket. Great sounds. So Ghost, let's make it easier, okay? Let's make it easier. I'm gonna go and calculate how much time do we have for remaining. Oops, how much time? 17:34. Yeah, we got enough time. So I'm gonna make 2 flight plans, okay? Let's simulate. We're gonna do a flight from Munich to Hamburg. All right, and then back to Munich again, okay? Let's do that. Let's take an A320 for that. Just a standard A320. And I'm not going to take any extra fuel, okay? We're just going to do bare minimum legal requirements. No extra. No pilot extra fuel, okay? But I'm going to put... No, it's just a min takeoff. Exactly. So we're going to do 2 flight plans, min takeoff fuel. So here's the first fuel, although... Let's do flight level 340 outbound and 350 back again. Hey Rusty, am I interested in MiG-29? Well, I'm a nerd, so when it comes to all these aircraft add-ons, so I am indeed interested in these add-ons. The thing is though, now I actually tried the F-16 again yesterday. With my hardware setup, and I have to say that already I forget so many things, and it does take a lot of practice again. So I don't know if it's a good idea to get another add-on, and I'm actually waiting for the Hercules. I think that will be my first priority. Okay, so we now have 2 flight plans, okay? So let me show the first flight plan. So the first flight plan from Munich to Hamburg gives me a planned takeoff fuel of 5.5 roundabout. So 5.456, right? So that's the outbound fuel, trip fuel, okay? Now, that we're going to put aside, okay? Let's put this to the left side here, because that's, at the moment, not the most interesting flight plan. And Svenja says, when you look at your students, I honestly wonder how many make it through maths. Well, I think you teachers have a really big challenge these days, don't you? With ChatGPT, AI, the way young people are being brought up these days, how they consume media. It must be a big challenge for you teachers to get through that. Okay, so look at this now. So for the return flight, so this is Hamburg back to Munich, and we have tailwind on the way back. Okay, so this time it's a bit the other way around than our practice or the first calculation. Okay, so we can see we got 5.06 coming back. Okay, so let's get my iPad back out again. Let's see if we can find out how much fuel we need. Hey, forward, you get exactly forward. That's the thing, right? Okay, so let's put that there, and let's get my AirPlay back on again. Alrighty, let's see. So, let's do that 2 different colors. Okay, so return. So let's do the return here on this side. Okay, return. So planned takeoff fuel is 5006 kilograms. Okay, and as you can see from the calculations, it has for the return flight a trip fuel. It has the min-con fuel in it already. It has the alternate fuel for Echo Delta Juliet Alpha, whatever that is, doesn't matter. And it has a final reserve fuel, okay? So it has all the legal required extra fuels, so reserve fuels and contingency fuels, right? So that value is the minimum value we need in Hamburg to fly back to Munich. Right? Where's my... There we go. Oh, that's Memmingen. Ah, okay, thank you. Memmingen, thank you much. Yeah. So, what value do we have missing here now? Right, we have the 200 kilograms taxi missing, right? So, theoretically, if we add the 200 kilograms for the taxi, it'll be 5,200 kilograms block fuel. Right, block 5.2. So if we have engines switched off, ready for pushback in Hamburg, we need at least 5.2. We taxi out, 200 taxi, and we're going to be at the runway with this value, and then we will land in Munich. If everything goes exactly according to plan, we will land in Munich with 2 tons in the tanks. Right, and the 2 tanks is exactly, so the 2 tons in the tanks is exactly the alternate plus final reserve fuel, rounded up. Okay, so now comes the challenging thing. Now we have to look at our first flight plan, so from Munich to Hamburg, and there it says we have a planned takeoff fuel of 5.5. Oops. So let's do a different color here. Let's do out. So main takeoff fuel is 5426. Okay. Now, of course, if we take off with this, we're going to burn 2.9 tons. And so if we burn the contingency as well, we'll be left with the final, with the reserve as 2.3, okay? So 2.3 tons. And that will not be enough, obviously, for a return flight. Okay, so now we ask ourselves again, so how much fuel do we need to take on block fuel in Munich to safely get back, to have a remaining fuel in Munich of 2 tons? All right, so let's add, first of all, let's do it chronologically. So let's go with a taxi. Oops. So taxi out, taxi. 200, okay? So now we've got 5626. Then we need a trip fuel value. So Munich, Hamburg, trip fuel is, let's say, 2,900 kilograms, okay? So trip fuel, 2,900. However, we have to correct this in the end for whatever extra we take on for the extra weight here, right, that we have here. So, but let's do that later, okay? So now we have 8526, correct? 8526. Let's make sure that we have this correct. I'm not saying my brain is the best calculator. Yep, 8526 is correct. Right, so now we have to so that was the takeoff fuel. Now we've got a trip fuel. Now we have to taxi in Hamburg. So taxi in 200 kilograms. Now at 8726. Okay. Now we got to do taxi out again. 200 kilograms. 8926. Now we've got a trip fuel back from, hang on, Hamburg, Munich. Trip fuel back 2817. Which now brings the total to 11743. So around 11.8 is what we should have in Munich as a block fuel. However, we got to correct that weight, so we have a bit of extra weight to calculate. So the fuel amount we need. So trip fuel back and a 2 times taxi. So about 3.2 tons is what we need on top. So let's say around about 3 tons. 3 times that is about 100 kilograms, which is not much really. So it's only 100 kilograms. Let's round it up. Let's say we need 12 tons, okay? Right, plus the correction for the weight, let's say 200 kilograms, so 12.0 tons. What you mean before adding reserves and alternates? No, because your reserves and alternates are all in there. Yeah, I wish I could think of an easier way to explain. I mean, I know. So quite a simple rule, I guess. If you want to make it somewhat simpler, you would take the block fuel of the return flight. So let's say you look at your return flight, okay? So which is the Hamburg Munich, okay? So you want to have, let's say you're looking at your fuel there, okay? It's 5 plus the taxi out, so 5.2 in Hamburg block fuel. However, I'm already going to add the 200 kilograms for the correction for the extra weight on the inbound flight. So that's going to be 5.4. Right, so the 5.4. So what's missing now is the trip fuel for the first flight, which is 2.9. So let's say 3. Okay. So that's 8.4. Yeah, Beethoven, we already covered that. Yeah, we said 200 kilograms. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's the thing. I was getting so worked up with the trip fuel calculation there. You're right. Yeah, we did add that twice, which is wrong. But simply again, just say you have your block fuel back again, right? At 5.2, that's the minimum block fuel to taxi out as well in Hamburg. Then you add the trip fuel plus the correction for the extra weight of that trip fuel, which is about 3.1, let's say. So 2.9 plus 200, 3.1. So then we have 8.5. No, sorry, 8.3. And then you need 3 times the taxi fuel. No, it's 2 times. 2 times more taxi fuel. Yeah, I'm getting confused now. 2 times taxi fuel. So about 8.9, let's say. I think that was it. But and you see, that's why it's such a difficult job. Yeah, I was trying to go backwards, but the thing is, I think I got hung up making that schematic on the second trip fuel. Because yes, of course, we already had that in. That was already in. The trip fuel was already in that block fuel that we had, right? So that value already had that trip fuel. Yeah, exactly. So that's why. Yeah, that was a brain fart. Yeah, the second method going back is easier. Yeah, I agree. So if you have the 2 flight plans, it's a bit easier to get through. Yeah, try it. So go try it out. Again, you can see already how quickly you can get your thought process kind of messed up, right? And I have not done a return calculation for ages. I've not done tankering for ages because, again, it's not allowed anymore in Europe. So I'm a bit rusty on that. But I think, simply speaking, if my memory comes back, simply speaking, we take the return fuel, so the return min block fuel. Actually, let's say the return min takeoff fuel, okay, without extra. So the return takeoff fuel, which is 5 tons, 3 times taxi, 600 kilograms, so 5.6, and then the return trip fuel. No, not the return, the outbound trip fuel. Outbound trip fuel, so about 3 tons, right? And then you would get your block fuel in Munich. And it's always a good idea to do that calculation separately. Yeah, exactly. So that, you know, both pilots do the calculations. And then you would check that. All right, it's getting slightly dark now. Just get some lights on here. Yeah, Luigi would not have been happy with that calculation, though. He would have rolled his eyes. Nate, yeah. No, maybe that would get your company to write you a message or get a phone call to you and ask you what happened there. Oh, and I was wondering as well. So, you know, in Europe now, it's not allowed. Oh, oh no! Oh no! Oh. Oh.
You've got to be kidding me.
I thought that was already out, right? So, oh, I know it's not the first time I've done that. Exactly what I thought as well. I thought that just looks so familiar. And that's why we're not on that sim. Right, let me just descend here a bit so we can. Right. Anyways, so let's see. So we got the pneumatic bleed. So the cross bleed valves are open, right? Got good start pressure. So let me put that to system both. And then let me first put that to cutoff. And then let's yeah, scroll wheel down. Is it up position? Is that not open? Oh, you're right. That was closed. Oh, that was closed. Who closed that? Yeah, now it's increasing again. Gonna wait for 22. There we go, light up. Put that thrust lever to idle here. Yeah, looks at Luigi. Luigi is like, oh god, this captain, I mean, Jesus. Yeah. Are we gonna survive? Right, is it running? It's running again. Hooray, hooray. Alright, let's climb back up again, shall we? He needs to retire. No, it's a good thing I'm not flying the MaddogX. That's the thing. So let's see, overhead panel lights. But hey, we managed to restart the engine. Give me that. Right. Oh yeah. Let's get distracted. Let's look at some beautiful sunset here. Test the other lever as well. No. It's going to put the cross bleed back to close as it was. And ignition also back to off. And there we go. Cool. Hey Dan, how are you? Kerry, yeah, right. Oh. No, so the weird thing is, so I thought, honestly, look, you see the I'm not sure how it looks on the screen here, but you see this? I thought I accidentally clicked this. So this looks like it's sticking out compared to this one, right? And so I think I right-clicked that again, and that pulled it out, but it's not pulled out. It's just an optical illusion. Yeah. Yeah, that's one way of saving fuel. I've got glasses.
That's how pros do it.
I know, right? So, anyways, let's have a look. Where are we? Where are we? We are Oh, we passed Saron already. So I'm sure we're going to have to go descend soon. Let's have a look. So we got cruise 290, 46 miles to top descent. So let's prepare then for our arrival. Make sure we level off at 290. VNAV level, FMS speed. Perfect. Alrighty. So let's go back again. Let's get the charts ready. Lima, India, Charlie, Romeo. So we got a star. That was the 1 Alpha. So the 1 Alpha arrival, and for the approach, we'll take the localizer 3-3 Alpha. There you go. So those two we need. The minimum is 1630 with the circle to land. 1630. A localizer 1.5, circling 3-3. Now we're flying the MaddogX today. Look, I mean, this is already complicated enough. I'm not even sure what you mean with the localizer 1.5. It doesn't have localizer. You mean VOR 1.5? Hey Matthias. Matthias, mach's gut. Schlaf gut. Right, now let's go with the ones we just briefed. Yeah, no, let me do the we can try that again at some other time. So let's do Reggio, Calabria on here, 11.0 on this side. I'm going to put the inbound course for the approach, 017 on both sides.
Good night, Black Box.
Ghost, good night to you as well. Yeah, have a good sleep. Yeah, no, forget about the tankering masterclass. No, that was a big fail today. My brain. But maybe we can cover that on a different day, where we do, you know, outbound and return, and simulate what happened today in Hamburg, and then we can maybe go through that a little bit more relaxed on the ground without flying. And I'm pretty sure I made a file already for that. I think we talked about this on some stream or some workshop some time again. Put 109.3 for the localizer. Hey Svenja, you as well, no worries. What time is it? Wow, you guys are going to bed early. Svenja, schlaf gut. Mach's gut. Alles gut. So that is set as well, 109.3, there it is, and 17 inbound, fantastic, cool. I'm going to put the daytime just a little bit brighter so that we see the approach later on and the terrain. So we got 66 miles, we're only 29,000 feet, so we're good for now. Set reset FGCP altitude. So let's go down initially level 100. And it does start the descent automatically. So the lowest we can go right now is about 10,000. We've got 8.8 for the grids. And once we are on the arrival, we can have a look at the minimum altitudes. So Fosqua is 6,000. 6,000, 6,000 until we get to Reggio, Calabria. But initially we'll go down to 8,000, 10,000. Transition is in 7,000 feet. Or transition level will be 80 then. Good. Then for the performance, do we have landing? Yeah, we do have landing. It's going to be Reggio, Calabria. And let's get the weather real quickly. I like the sounds, so cool. Let's get weather. So much. In received messages, weather report. So we have 280 at 5, 25 degrees. Five knots additional. We're going to land it with 1540, so 40 landing flap setting. So 15 slats, 40 for the flaps. And it is going to be runway 33. And we've just started our descent here. So we've got enough descent, level 100. Landing weight, currently we've got gross weight 50 tons roundabout. So 50,000 kilograms for the landing. Reverse, yes. Auto brake, let's try medium. Calculate. So the factor is about 1900 meters. And how much do we have available? Let's have a quick look here. So 3.3 is 1944. So we don't really have that much buffer. So it's just got min, medium, and max. No, we'll take medium, that's fine. I mean, yeah, we don't need max. Oh, the QNH was 1022 actually. Let's do that as well. Make it sure it's correct. 1022. Calculate. Yeah, so we got speeds. Ref is 126 according to this here. Now we can also do it here. Landing data. So 126, 127. Yeah, that's fine. So interesting. It says here it says 134 ref. Drag required. Let's add a bit of drag. So which value shall we take then? Yeah, let's go with the 127, I guess. That's fine. Let's take these values. So 127 in here. So 127 plus 15 and so on. Cool. So minimum is set. We've got the auto brake. Oh yeah, the briefing, guys. Let me just check if I can get the briefing working. Hold on. No, it's not what I wanted. There we go. Right, APU yes. Non-position, threats, terrain, all that no. Minimums, altitude, MDA, that was how long? That was 1630. So listen to the briefing, guys.
Are you ready for the arrival brief?
Go ahead.
Our current weather shows nice VFR conditions, and we've got arrival and approach for guidance in FMS for descent planning to get down to the airport. It'll be a non-precision approach. The runway is dry, and we take the first available turn and taxi to the gate per ATC instructions. Once cleared, we can plan to start the APU for taxiing. The primary threat will be terrain. Any questions?
No questions.
Brief complete.
Cool. I don't have to do the talking now. It's great. Awesome, right? Good briefing. Love that. Speed brakes back in. Descent check.
Fuel quantity.
Checked.
Approach briefing.
Performed.
Landing data.
Set.
Descent check completed.
Grazie. There's the airport right below us there. Beautiful. Right, so let's have a look. Coming to the airport. Yeah, we gotta go. We can descend 6,000 now. I'm gonna do that with let's do vertical speed. Let's dial down the speed already. So I'll reach the 6,000 over the airfield. Speed brakes out fully. So we'll fly outbound 174 degrees. And that's on the VOR2. So that needle there, that's VOR2. It's now complaining about the lower limit because we still have no slats, no flaps out. And there's the airport. So we're going to go outbound, intercept and localize. It is an offset. And for the last part here, you see those lead-in lights? They help you then to guide you into runway 33. Alright, let's get the lights out. So we're at 260 knots now. Beautiful, look at that. Nice. Great sounds, I have to say. Love that sound set. So we have 1022. Transition altimeters 1022, passing 7,700 feet now.
Checked.
Approach check.
Navigation.
Set.
Approach check completed.
Grazie. 174. So here comes altitude. Let's extend.
Speed checked. Slats are extended.
Flaps 11.
Speed checked.
So I'm going to fly this now with heading, and we can descend further now. Down to 3,000. So we'll turn at 11 miles. We've got 5.3 now. So again, there's the airport. There's the leading lights. Hey, Corn Addict, how are you doing? Yeah, I don't know the memory items for this. No chance. Flaps 15.
Speed checked.
Yeah, Quotenagniana, yeah. The last stream, so the stream 3 days ago was brilliant. Everything was going really well, luckily, I have to say. Otherwise, I would have really been really sad. So we're going to turn inbound, intercept the localizer at 8.1. We'll leave 3,000 and then do a continuous descent to our minimums of 1630.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box YouTube channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin where complimentary drinks
and Riesengrim, Dankeschön. So 11 miles, we're going to turn. Thank you so much, Riesengrim, for your membership on YouTube. Much appreciated. How are you doing? Thank you so much for your support. Now I'm going to intercept that with approximately 345 or something. And Nico, hello to you. Yes, thank you so much, Nico. Take care. Thanks for saying hello. So 345, and then we're going to arm the localizer. Lock. So lock is armed. And I have to actually forgot to pull this. There we go. Make sure we have that level of 3000. 1022. Let's see how slow we can go before it starts complaining. So let me put this to this mode here. So not sure how well you can see that. So here's a localizer bar indicating to the correct side. We're now just looking for the intercept, and then 8.1 will descend. So we got alt hold. It's a bit high for the hold, really. I mean alt hold, but we'll take that. Oops. And then I'll dial in the. Oops. 1700. Localizer capture.
Checked.
So the missed approach will go over the VOR 336 and 3000 initially. That's fine. Oh, that's a bit weird intercept here. Hope it. We may have to intervene here. That's a bit weird. Why did it go around that way? Gear down. Manual thrust, manual flight, flight directors off. Flaps 28.
Speed checked.
Flaps 40.
Speed checked. $500 above.
Final check. Final check.
Gear.
Down.
Ignition.
Both. Set and checked. Both set. Set and checked. Both.
Auto spoilers and auto brakes. Approaching minimums.
Armed.
Flaps and slats. Minimums.
Flaps 40 land.
Landing clearance.
Received.
Final check completed.
So let's see if we can get the aircraft down in time.
Set.
A bit high here. Yeah, the century is a bit fast as well. It's checked, so now we have 1,000 feet per minute. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous, I agree. But I fear now that we're a bit high. Yeah, we're going to be high. That's going to be a go-around.
Terrain.
Disregard.
500.
Yeah, that's going to be a go-around. Go around, flaps.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up selected. Flight guidance system is set.
So let's do 4,000. Autopilot. On. So we have heading select. Oh, I hate that. Why is it going down like that? Come on. And that's that vertical speed. Guess that's a bit simpler. So we have vertical speed, heading select. And 1,000 feet to go. Flaps up. So I'm going to leave the slats out, and we're going to put the leave the slats out. Then I'm going to climb 4,000. Then we do a return again. Going to turn around back to Reggio, Calabria, and we try again. So let's do speed to 30, altitude hold, speed to 30. Climb check.
Seat belts.
On.
Climb check completed.
Descent check. So that's a question now. That's always the problem when you are kind of not synced anymore after a Are you ready for the approach brief?
Go ahead.
No changes. Any questions?
No questions.
Descent check.
Fuel quantity.
Checked.
Approach briefing.
Performed.
Landing data.
Set.
Descent check completed.
Grazie. So we're going to try that again. This time, I tell you what, we're going to fly this with heading mode. I'm a bit shocked that the add-on did such a bad job intercepting that localizer. Has anybody else had that issue with the Mad Dog? Hey, Hilo. Flaps 11.
Speed checked.
Okay, so I'm going to go put that back to 3,000. And again, outbound from the field or the VOR, 174 degrees. I think I have to add that again. Localizer 3-3. Execute. Direct. Let's have a look here. Corn Addict, what do you mean? Yeah, so we're shooting the localized approach, Reggio a Calabria, Italy. So it's a localized approach. The problem is we had a very nice kind of 30-degree intercept angle, and it was just S-curving around the localizer, which was kind of weird. Right, overhead the field now, outbound 174. Just a bit tailwind, so no need to correct much here. There's the airport just below us. Flaps 15.
Speed checked.
Transition 1022, 4,000 feet now.
Checked.
Approach check.
Navigation.
Set.
Approach check completed.
Yeah, just had to get the app synced, because now I have final check next. Otherwise, we're not going to get in sequence again. So when I fly with X-Plane, it's X-Camera, it's called. I mean, we're not flying X-Plane now, but X-Camera is on X-Plane. Here on Microsoft, I use Chaseplane. So 5 tons. What do we need? Minimum fuel here. For diversion, 3.3. So we still have good extra fuel, all fine. I knew that a go around was very likely today, so that's why I took a bit extra, as always. I'll slow down a bit more now. Coming up to our 11 DMEs. Let's intercept the localizer again, but this time we'll do it in heading mode. And we have to get back down to 3,000 here. 3,000 is vertical speed. Speed. So this time I'll do it this way. I'm gonna hide the yoke here, so I can see the localizer bar. So the localizer should be moving any moment now. And what I'll do, I'm going to do the final descent manually. So let me get the yoke back up again. Manual flight. Here we go. Here's the localizer. Gear down. Here's our descent point. Descending. Flaps 28.
Speed checked.
Flaps 40.
Speed checked.
Final check.
Gear.
Down.
Ignition.
Both.
Auto spoilers and auto brakes.
Armed.
Flaps and slats. 500 above.
Checked. Flaps 40 land.
Landing clearance.
Received.
Final check completed.
Grazie.
Approaching minimums.
So this time we're a bit better shape.
Minimums.
Continue. Now the question is how much power do we need? So I've got 1 red, 3 white. So we're doing okay this time. And we are aiming for those lead-in lights. 1,000 check. There's a runway now. So this time much better, much more stable. Nicely trimmed. The accent is great, right? I love it. We all love Luigi. So on path now. Why am I not getting much more thrust here? Oh, because the other thrust is on. That's why. I was wondering why I wouldn't get more thrust. Getting worried there for a second. Speed is a bit low. Let's correct for that. So there's a circus. I've noticed that on the previous approach. There's a circus tent right there. I'm getting a bit high here. It's quite funny that he come right over that.
500.
On path this time.
Terrain,
Fantastic.
terrain,
Disregard.
100.
Continue.
Terrain, terrain.
Wow, how low we get over the houses there. Brilliant. Lovely. Once you have it trimmed, it does fly very nicely. Very beautiful.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Take it.
Spoilers depleted.
And reverse us.
Eighty knots.
Checked. So we have to turn around at the end.
60.
Checked. Hey Brett, well I don't really care about greasing this thing short runway. I'll take that landing. So wow, we've got to go around again. Nice though. It flies beautifully, I have to say. It's really lovely. Yeah, similar to Kai-Tak, I agree, yeah. That's why I wanted to fly the approach, so it's a bit more challenging. After landing check. So now I'm going to let my co-pilot do all the work, as always. Perfect landing for the Mad Dog, yeah, I'll take that any day. To be honest, in this case, it's actually a good thing with the co-pilot doing all the items. Because I
landing check completed.
This is the conclusion of our flight.
Nice.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign and the aircraft is parked safely at the gate. This will be your indication it is safe to move about the cabin. Gather your belongings and disembark. We'd like to thank you for flying with Stati Uniti today. We appreciate your business and hope to see you again on a future flight.
Yeah, the scenery is fantastic. Look at it. You've got your firefighting aircraft. Oh, can we take a follow me this time? Let me just check. GSX. Parking. Let's do number 2. Follow me. Yes, please. Today we need one. There he is. Boom, boom. So I think we have to take that one there. Ain't no Lambo, no, that's only in Bologna. But now the question is, where did he go? Flaps and slats. There he is. Oh, brilliant. You're going to love GSX. Oh, just brilliant. There's our... marshaller. Yeah, exactly. It's worth the follow me for sure. Would have had a hard time finding that parking spot. So let's see, the APU is on bus, fantastic. Good co-pilot, he's a pro, can see that for sure. Unlike me. Fuel cover, fuel off. Parking check.
Parking brackets.
Set.
Flaps and slats.
Retracted.
APU external power.
Established.
Fuel levers.
Off.
Anti-collision.
Off.
Hydraulic pumps.
Off.
Seat belt switch.
Off.
Ice protection panel.
Off.
Transponder.
Standby.
Parking check completed.
The boarding requested.
Nice. I don't know if that's captain only landing. Oh no, they're gonna bring stairs. Ugh. God, hurry up, hurry up. Just in time. Lol. Love it. Yeah, I don't know if that's only Captain's Landing only. Right, man, so the only really annoying thing, or disappointing thing I should say, was that localizer capture. Because that really threw me off.
Passengers bus is coming.
I messed up my descent point. And then I would have had to do like a really bad dive, which I don't do here on stream anyway, so... And not in real life either, so that's why there was no way to recover that that altitude, so we couldn't. Oh, that bus on steroids. So yeah, we couldn't recover that. So go around was good, and I have to say, so one thing I've noticed compared to the P3D versions with the FS2Crew, the installation and the reliability. Now in Microsoft Flight Sim is so much better. So much better. So really, really good. And hand flying, so I mean, if you don't have a force feedback yoke, I guess you're gonna have a hard time getting the aircraft trimmed, because you don't know exactly where the trim is set compared to your inputs with the yoke. So once I actually was able to trim away the force on the yoke, and I had my final approach speed and a good power setting, then it was easy. It was so stable. One thing I'm not sure about is the following. The engines are mounted at the back, so really if you add or take away thrust, it shouldn't really have such an impact on a nose up or nose down force regarding the yoke pressure. I could be wrong. I've never flown the MD80, so I don't know. But that's something I'm feeling. So when I'm adding, you know, like I'm adding a lot of thrust, then the nose really pitches up, and you have to fight against that. I'm not sure how realistic that is. Hey Siphon, what sensitivity you have on the HOTAS Warthog joystick? Man, I honestly don't know by heart, but I mean I have a settings page, and I know regarding my settings for the joystick, I have not changed those. So if I go to let's have a look. In case you're wondering, I was looking for I'll tell you the story to that, a monitor arm that is a bit longer because I watched a video of a new Scalarkey Desktop Pro overhead panel, and I was like in trance. I thought, I have to get that. I have to have it. And then I thought, how would you get that mounted so that it's actually an overhead panel on your rig? And then I saw that the panel itself actually has a monitor mount at the back. So it has the 4 screws exactly at the same distance you need for the... Oh, I don't have the joystick settings in here, I think. So I didn't have the... So I needed a monitor arm, and then I thought... I mean, a monitor arm, honestly, is not going to do it, is it? Because... Here, that's the thing. That's the panel. And it's a, you know, Scalarkey. It's a great product. Very sturdy. I think that's metal as well. So this is the monitor connection. You see that? So that's how I thought I would have a monitor arm, and then have that as an overhead panel right over my rig. But I don't know. I've not bought it yet. I've not ordered it. It's €1,000 by the way as well. So it's an expensive piece of equipment. And then I thought, it's only for the A320, and it's €1,000. And I thought, nah. I tell you what, no. And then I thought, I've got to hide it again from my wife. So, yeah. Nah. It is a beautiful livery, right? Yeah, I know, right? Good luck with hiding that, right? I know. So, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, right? There's more panels coming. I mean, they won't have a kind of same feel or be quite as good in quality regarding, since they're made of plastic and not made of metal, but still. Yeah, I think I'll have a look at the Windwing one.
Passengers, the boarding started.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Avenger. Cool, guys. I am going to be flying in a couple of minutes. I'll be using Microsoft 2024. I have the SU Beta 4 or SU4 Beta installed. And the thing is, I want to do a flight from a VFR flight with a Cessna 172 from an airport nearby where I live, Ganderkesee, and I'm going to go to Wangerooge. And I want to have a look at the new flight model, the inertia model, if that's actually simulated. I don't know. I want to try that. So if you're interested in that, I'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Then, as a pre-announcement, the next stream, I'm going to be away over the weekend. I'm going to visit friends in Frankfurt. So the next stream will be on Monday. I think it's 22nd. Monday 22nd. No, so the thing is, that's a problem. So I don't really want to use a single cockpit setup. So I've made a video. I've explained why I went with the setup that you can see here in the port screen, the bottom right corner there, where it's a bit more complete now. I mean, I've made a video on YouTube, like I said, where I explain how quickly I can get into different or set up different cockpits, right, with 737, A320, GA aircraft, etc., etc. So that's why I chose to go with that. And not with a single, like, you know, A320 cockpit. Thank you, Avimar, for the link. Appreciate that. Plainsword, take care. Thank you so much. You enjoyed it. Take care. Have a great weekend. Cool. Thank you so much to Avimar, gifting 5 subs. And also, big thank you to Nicotif. Did I miss Nicotif? No, Nick. Oh no, Nick, sorry. I'm gonna have to write to him. I'm so sorry, Nick. Missing your 99 months. Oh my god. What was I doing that I missed that? Because I did see Nanex resub and Nick. When would, I totally missed that. Negative, I'm so sorry. I hope you can forgive me. So big thank you then to the support guys, and I'll see you again if you like in a few minutes, otherwise on Monday. Really enjoyable flight here with the Mad Dog. Lovely cockpit, lovely sounds here, extra sounds that I bought as well. Brilliant stuff. Cool. Thank you so much, Sim Caesar. Caesar, are you streaming today? Today's Thursday, right? You're streaming tonight, right? So I'll be able to. I don't know what time though. I'll be finishing around midnight German time. So in about 2 hours from now. Oh, you're taking the night off. Okay. And then Sunday, I guess, next. All right, Sim Caesar. I wish you a nice, relaxing weekend already. And see you soon, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.